You other nations will get messed up, man. You're gonna get messed up. It's gonna be the so-called Negroes and the rest of the children of Israel fighting against the so-called white man, the East Indians, the Africans. We're not Africans, right? We ain't no damn Africans, right? Against the Chinese, against the Japanese, and the rest of you other heathens in America. The Most High gonna really bring this place down. Right? And it says, for if he both treadeth down, for if he go through, both treadeth down, and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Right? Because none gonna be able to deliver you other nations from the children of Israel when the Heavenly Father give us that give us the go ahead. And we're not gonna go and just start messing you up. I'm not saying after the video I'm gonna just jump on the cracker and rip his head off. I'm not saying that. When all hell breaks loose, the Most High gonna put that spirit on the children of Israel to start messing you devils up.
Yep.
Right? And really, we never even go the elect. When all chaos is going on, the elect, our main focus is going to be, keeping the faith that Lord deliver us. But when that Lord give us that spiritual power, that's when we're going to start taking you damn devils down. All right? Because when the 2/3 is doing whatever they're doing, the elect not going to be doing that. But when the Heavenly Father gives us that power, that spiritual power, that's when we're going to get involved, if you know what I mean. All right? That's when we're going to tangle. All right? You ever hear that term, it takes two to tangle? That's when we're going to tangle with you devils, man. Let me get back to this. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Now it says, one people shall stand up to fight. This is verse 15 again. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. What do you mean the swords in their hands? It means a sword represents a killing instrument. So it doesn't have to actually be a physical sword. It could be a knife. It could be an actual sword. It could be a gun. It could be a rock. It could be a pipe. It could be a tree trunk that somebody gonna knock you over the head with. So when these race riots break forth, people gonna be getting cracked upside the head, man. They're gonna be getting cracked upside the damn head. It's gonna be something you never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. That's why when I was reading this article, I said that word sedition. The reason why I said that word sedition is because the article made mention of what's called civil unrest. Now the word sedition is an uprising against government, right? So I'm going to read this sentence again. We're showing you that this martial law, this whole thing about martial law coincides with the scriptures. So when all hell breaks loose in society, it's not that the prophets told you this first. It's not that the prophets told you this first, all right? Starting with the elders. So there's no reason for you Negroes and you Hispanics out there to say you didn't know. And you damn, we just here to prophesy you devil's destruction. We ain't here to prophesy your salvation, because you're not going to be saved. Only elected Israel going to be saved. Read Revelation, the 7th chapter. I'm going to read the sentence again. It says, martial law can be declared during time of increased tension overseas, economic problems in the United States, such as depression, civil unrest. Civil unrest, that's all we need to get, civil unrest. So civil unrest going to be going on. Civil unrest is going to be going on. People going to get tired of this society, man. But you're already tired of this society. But the people that's going to really be out there, fighting. See, because these damn dummies, in the United States, these dummies are part of the population of the United States. These damn dummies, they're actually out there fighting, bring back the Constitution, end the Fed. What the hell you mean end the Fed, man? These damn devils been doing this thing for centuries. You're going to tell me they're going to end the Fed because you got a bunch of teeny boppers and college students who can't get a job and who are in debt, want them to stop? They don't give a damn about you, man. They don't give a flying you know what about you. See, we don't give a damn. We just want the society to go down, so we can be set up on high and have you Edomites and rest of your nations enslaved you, and have the chance to crack you over the head and crush your baby skulls into the ground. It tells you that in Psalm 137:7. We're gonna crush Edom's babies' heads into the concrete. going, like the Spaniards did to us, to the Taino Indians, we're gonna grab you by your feet and crush you and crush your head in, your baby's heads in. That's what we waiting for. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. What does it mean invading one another? People will be breaking into other people's homes. Let me get that in the book of, I'm going to say that, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to say that because it goes on to the later on in this chapter. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. What do you mean they shall not regard their kings nor princes? They're not going to regard the damn president. They're not going to regard the governors, the mayors, the senators. They're not going to regard them when that time comes. They're not going to be regarded. So you actually think that people are going to actually care what Barack Obama had to say when all hell breaks loose? They're not going to regard that. Nor the vice president, nor the senators, mayors, or governors. None of them. No councilmen, congressmen, whatever. They're not going to regard their kings or princes. Whatever they have to say, they're not going to care. It's going to come to a point where these things, the United States is not going to be able to control. So therefore, they're going to have order ab chaos, order out of chaos, when they bring the troops in. All right? They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. I mean, people are going to be doing whatever the hell they want. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Which that goes into our the first part of this document, right? It said a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Now there's certain executive orders that go right with that. Now let me get that real quick. This is an executive order right here. It says this is executive order. See what I got on the paper. Executive order 10990. Executive order 10990. I'm gonna read this again, then I'm gonna go right into that. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Let's see what executive order. I'm gonna read a little above it first. It says, here are just, this is page 2. Here are just a few executive orders. The other thing I read when it says civil unrest and stuff like that, that was on page 4. It says, here are just a few executive orders associated with FEMA that will suspend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. These executive orders have been on record for nearly 30 years. So they've been thinking about this for the longest. It could be enacted by the stroke of a presidential pen. Yeah. Let's see what Executive Order 10990 says. Because the other one talking about martial law for the long. That's what I say? Yeah,
I was gonna say they just looking for they're just looking for a pretext to bring in this martial law. Yep. Now the way to bring in this martial law is by engineered disease outbreak, you know, and have different checkpoints, you know, in certain places quarantine. That's why they keep showing you these things in these movies.
That's right, yeah. It's like they had that movie Quarantine, like you just mentioned. They had that movie called Quarantine, Contagion. If I'm not mistaken, that's when I was thinking about really Contagion. The Road.
Outbreak.
It's gonna be like The Road times 1,000, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be something vicious out here. So let's see what Executive Order 10990 says. Let's see if it coincides with 2 Ezra 15:17. I'm gonna read that again. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Executive Order 10990 or 10990. It says, allows the government to take control over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Zoom in on that. First one right here. As I read this again. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And here it says, allows the government to take control over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. So that right there is a man desiring to go into a city and should not be able. You're going to desire to go into another city. You say, damn, I want to get the hell out of here. You know, you're going to say, I want to get the hell out of this particular city. Because it's too much, there's no food here. Like, if you watch that movie, The Road, him and his son was traveling around looking for food and safety. Why was he looking for food and safety? Because no matter where they went, it was no food and there was no safety. So they're going to desire to go somewhere to be safe. I was digging in my back right here to fix my sword. my Bible, meaning my Bible. It says,